Congratulations! You're making six figures and you're still functionally broke. In 2024, a $100,000 salary is just a $50,000 salary with an ego problem. The politicians tell you inflation is cooling down, but you're looking at the grocery receipt for eggs and beef and realizing you're being gaslit. There's a mathematical ghost in your bank account, and it's eating your retirement before you even see the paycheck. You aren't bad with money. You're just the victim of a $4 trillion engineering project designed to keep you exhausted. If you make six figures but still feel like David, broke, exhausted, and drowning, stay with me, because the math of your life is being hacked. Meet David, the man who has everything on Instagram and absolutely zero in his bank account. Let's look at David's math. It's ugly, but it's probably your math too. $92,000 a year sounds like a fortress. It sounds like safety. But then taxes and health insurance take their cut, slicing his reality down to about $5,600 a month in actual take-home pay. After the rent tax of a trendy apartment and the status tax of that shiny F-150 in the driveway, David has $1,200 left for everything else: groceries, utilities, and the mindless subscriptions that leak out of his account like a slow puncture. By the 30th, the balance is a round, hollow zero. Every single month is a reset. He's caught on a treadmill that keeps moving faster, and he's trading the very best years of his life just to maintain the illusion of wealth. David isn't selling his time anymore. He's selling his life energy, one agonizing paycheck at a time. And the worst part is he's exhausted. If this sounds familiar, if you feel a tightening in your chest, because the life of David looks a little too much like your own, we need to talk about the reality of what you're actually spending. We need to look closely at the invisible architecture of your financial life. Let's look back at that truck. Your shiny F-150 isn't a truck. It's a $50,000 Parasite eating your future alive. When we talk about what a vehicle costs, we usually only think about the monthly payment and the gas. We think we can afford it because we can mathematically squeeze the payment into our monthly budget. But that's missing the actual damage. The real cost is depreciation and negative equity. The moment David drove that truck off the dealership lot, thousands of dollars vanished into thin air. He's currently paying heavy interest on an asset that's actively decaying in value every single day it sits in the sun. He doesn't own a truck. The bank owns a truck, and he's paying for the privilege of losing money on it. But the invisible bleed goes so much deeper than expensive cars. It hides quietly in your tiny, mindless daily habits. That $35 Friday night DoorDash isn't just a burger. It's a precision-engineered dopamine trap. Silicon Valley spent billions to make spending feel like resting. Every time you hit place order, you aren't buying convenience. You're subsidizing a tech giant's stock price with months of your future freedom. Let's apply the brutal math of opportunity cost. If David took that exact same $35 a week and put it into a basic boring investment, yielding an average historical return of 8% over 20 years, that money wouldn't just be $36,000 of saved cash. Thanks to the quiet power of compound interest, it would grow to over $85,000. Think about the weight of that number for a second. $85,000 stolen from his future retirement. When David eats that lukewarm delivery burger, he's literally eating a dinner that costs him 2 years of financial freedom in the future. Every single dollar you spend today is a dollar that can't work for you tomorrow. It's a quiet wealth transfer, slowly moving your life energy from your own pocket into the pockets of someone else. Now, if you're sitting there realizing that you're caught in this exact same cycle, I want you to take a deep breath, lean back, and listen very closely to what I'm about to tell you. It isn't your fault. Seriously, let go of the shame right now. You're operating inside a highly engineered environment that was designed from the ground up to do exactly this to you. There are giant buildings full of incredibly smart people whose entire job, 8 hours a day, is to figure out how to separate you from your money. Think about the brilliant, frictionless user interface of that food delivery app. Think about the one-click checkout on your favorite shopping site. Think about the relentless lifestyle marketing telling you that you deserve a reward, or the credit scoring systems that actually reward you for taking on more debt. It's a carefully calibrated machine. Lifestyle inflation isn't just a personal failing or lack of willpower. It's an engineered trap. You were taught to spend. But here's the twist. Here's where we change the narrative. While it isn't your fault that this trap exists, recognizing the trap and choosing to step out of it is your absolute responsibility. No one is coming to save you. You can't change the economic environment, but you have the ultimate power to refuse to play by its rules. You can look at the golden handcuffs they're offering you, smile and simply say, "No, thank you." You can choose to step back, look at the cold, hard math, and take complete control of what is entirely within your power. That's the essence of taking radical responsibility for your own life. But before you do what everyone else tells you, you need to understand the weapons the 1% use to keep their time. You don't do it with some flashy new crypto coin. You don't do it by starting a random dropshipping business you know nothing about. And you certainly don't do it by buying into some overnight artificial intelligence side hustle that promises you the moon. You do it with the most powerful, unglamorous tool in the world. You do it with boring wealth. You don't need a budget. You need a shield. That's your first $10,000 sitting in a high-yield savings account. It isn't investment money. It isn't money for a new laptop or a vacation. It's go-to-hell money. It's the only thing standing between you and a credit card interest trap that will swallow your 40s whole. When the car transmission breaks down or the unexpected medical bill arrives in the mail, you don't panic. You just pay it. Having this cash buffer buys you the emotional distance to make smart, calm choices. Once that shield is up, we look for the machine. Stop hunting for the next moonshot crypto or the perfect stock. Buy the entire American economy instead. The S&P 500 isn't just a list of companies. It's a machine that lets the 500 biggest CEOs in the world work for you while you sleep. Set it, forget it, and let boredom make you rich. And this brings us to the math of your freedom. Society tells you that you need tens of millions of dollars to be truly free. You don't. You just need to take your annual living expenses and multiply them by 25. If you can live a deeply satisfying life on $60,000 a year, your magic number is $1.5 million. Once you hit that number in invested assets, mathematical history shows you can safely withdraw 4% a year, adjusting for inflation for the rest of your life without running out of money. That's the finish line. That's not some hustle culture pipe dream. It's cold, hard math. The single best investment you can make right now isn't in a trendy stock, but in your own capability. Instead of burning your precious weekends hunting for pennies on the internet with random gigs, go deep into your core profession. Become absolutely undeniable at what you do. Increase your value to the marketplace, demand a higher income, and then take every single extra dollar from that raise and pour it straight into your index funds. Keep your daily expenses exactly where they are. That growing gap between what you earn and what you spend is the fertile soil where your freedom grows. Money is simply materialized life energy. Every time you refuse a pointless purchase, you're buying back a Tuesday in 5 years where you don't have to wake up to the harsh sound of an alarm clock. You're buying the ability to look a boss you don't respect in the eye and say, "I quit." The transition from prey to owner begins by looking at these numbers today. If you don't know how to start setting your savings rate to hit that 4% rule, I've mapped out the exact financial allocation system in the link below. There's no complex jargon, just pure math to help you reclaim your time on this earth. The machine needs you to keep clicking by. It needs you to stay on that treadmill. But once you see the math, the treadmill stops. The exit door is open. All you have to do is walk through it.